Welcome to Vintage Point with Rethabile Maputsi on the 360 experience. Tonight on the primetime stories, the violent incident at Glenover Secondary School in Chatsworth. DSD Spokesperson on suspension of full pay to allow probe without interference. Then the ATM welcomes to double life sentence for Amantle Samane's killer. All this and more on the 360 experience.
What Zuma did took our country and handing over back to the victors.
The Department of Social Development DSD said the suspension of the long-serving spokesperson, Oliphant, is to allow the investigations against her without interference. Oliphant released a scathing statement on Monday, saying she was suspended because DSD Minister Sisi Sitolashe believes she linked information to the Sunday Times newspaper.
They cited a program of the department that I never even worked on, which is called NISPIS. They talked about the IJS. They talked about things that are unrelated to my substantive work in the department, except for when I was acting. And all of those I have also executed with diligence.
The African Transformation Movement has welcomed the double life sentence handed down by Amantle Samane for the rape and murder of 6-year-old Amantle Samane. Johannesburg High Court delivered the ruling this week, with Judge William Karama noting the brutality of crime.
On count 2, the murder of the minor child, you are sentenced to life imprisonment. On count 3, the rape of the minor child, you are sentenced to life imprisonment. There is no evidence that the accused unilaterally and voluntarily handed himself in to the authorities after having committed the offences. There is further no evidence that immediately upon his arrest he acknowledged having committed the offences. In light of all of the aforegoing, the court finds that the accused failed to demonstrate true or genuine remorse.
The Association of Meat Importers and Exporters has called for short-term measures to address the SA's worsening foot and mouth disease crisis, including the accelerated vaccines procurement and to closer coordination between the government and the industry.
What we are going to have to do is embark upon a massive vaccination program, which means in the short term we're going to have to use BVI, Botswana Vaccine Institute. We have to import more vaccines there, and we're going to have to a consistent river of vaccines coming in from Botswana, but ultimately the goal that in a year or two we'll be producing our own here in South Africa. The ARC is in the final stages of a vaccine that will deal with SAT1, 2 and 3 strains of foot and mouth disease, and we can then have our own vaccine to be able to do that.
Lemont and Kwadebeka residents near Pine Town have been left stranded following the taxi shutdown at Lemont and Kwadebeka Taxi Association. The association issued a statement on Monday saying the taxis will not be operational on Tuesday. The association's secretary Sibusiso Kanyezi said that the shutdown is because 25 of their minibus taxis were imported by the authorities last week Friday, allegedly for not having operation permits. That was it with Rethabile Maputsi on the Vintage Point on the 360 experience. Make sure that you like and share. For more updates, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. This is goodbye for today. Up until we meet next time. Ciao, ciao.
What Zuma did took our country and handing over back to the victors.